Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson signs order for ice-free zones. You know what? I was in an ice-free zone this morning. I went to my local convenience store and I tried to get ice for my soda, and the ice machine wasn't fucking working. So I had to drink a soda with no fucking ice this morning. So I think this guy's a piece of shit. He really is. Yeah, guy's dumb. No, everybody hates him. Nobody likes him. He's just a retard. But anyway, we'll go back. This is a short video, and I'll at least look at it for a couple of minutes here. So, it's a 48-minute... there's no way I can listen to this retard for 48 minutes. Actually, there is, but I'm not going to. And anyway, what's this here? This is using city property. Okay.
This is Chicago's very own WGN Midday News.
Ice-free zone, he has no authority.
Of course he
doesn't.
By Mayor Brandon Johnson is targeting ICE agents in Chicago. The order prohibits ICE from operating on city-owned property. We begin there this morning. I'm Lourdes Duarte in for...
The Confederacy should have thought of this. I mean, Robert E. Lee and them, they could have just written up an executive order that said the federal government can't come into here and tell us what to do. Fuck. You telling me we had that war all for nothing? God damn.
For Patrick Elwood.
And I'm Dina Bair. Thank you for joining us. Judy Wang is live at the Westside Justice Center with more on our top story. Judy?
Mayor Brandon Johnson says he considers this another step toward accountability, that more drastic action is needed to rein in what he called a rogue administration. This morning here at the Westside Justice Center, the mayor signed the ice-free zone executive order.
You might not know it, but these are actually all of his supporters in the entire state together. This is all of them.
The order makes it illegal for federal immigration agents to use city-owned property for their operations. On display, a sign that will be posted at places that include CPS and Park District parking lots. The order does not direct Chicago police to get involved if agents violate the order. The mayor says it lays the groundwork for the city.
So wait a minute. So it says they're not allowed to do it, but you're also not allowed to enforce it? So this is why apparently everybody hates this retard over in Chicago, is that he's wasting everybody's time with this bullshit. Basically, I mean, you're living on a full loot PvP server. You can't afford groceries. The roads are fucked up. The schools are full of retards and guns. And this guy's writing out cosmetic executive orders so he can fight against Trump.
The law department to take those agents to court. As justification, the mayor pointed to last week's raid of a South Shore apartment building. Agents arrested 37 people. Children were present. Some residents were held for hours. The Department of Homeland Security says some of those people had criminal records. Also, Saturday's shooting of a woman by agents at 39th and Kedzie in Brighton Park. Homeland Security says agents were forced to defend themselves because she was carrying a semi-automatic weapon. She is one of two people facing...
Are we trying to talk about her not? Like, I'm sorry, if you're showing up to square off with the federal agents and you have a semi-automatic weapon, yeah, they're going to pop you off. Duh.
Federal charges. Today's order was the mayor's third in connection with Operation Midway Blitz.
Did you catch the phrasing there? I did. And let's go back and listen to that again.
Were forced to defend themselves because agents at 39th and Kedzie. So Saturday's shooting of a woman by agents at 39th and Kedzie in Brighton Park. Homeland Security says agents were forced to defend themselves because she was carrying a semi-automatic weapon. She is one of two people facing...
So there's no explanation of what happened. There's no explanation of, like, you know, really what the situation was at all. They just kind of lay out facts and then let people assume. It's phrased in a way that I think kind of tries to make the officers look like the agitators. There's no context. Yeah, exactly. It's media. No, and once you see it, it's like, I hate to use such a cliche thing, but it's like being able to see the lines of code in the Matrix. As soon as you can see the way that they manipulate language in order to change the way people perceive events, you won't be able to unsee it.
Federal charges. Today's order was the mayor's third in connection with Operation Midway Blitz.
Here we go. This right here is the problem. This is the guy that the mayor should be thinking about. This is the guy that his family has been in America for probably generations. He served his fucking country, and he's sitting out there on the fucking street. What a disgrace. This is an absolute fucking disgrace. Shouldn't that be federal? I think it should be both, honestly. And if you want to talk about that too, that's pathetic for Chicago. It is. It's absolutely pathetic. What does that have to do with ICE? Simple. Whenever you're diverting resources, funds, time, and energy into making cosmetic, performative laws rather than trying to affect real legitimate change for the citizens that have elected you to help them, you are, in my opinion, betraying your responsibilities as a public servant.
We have a rogue, reckless group of heavily armed mass individuals roaming throughout our city that are not accountable to the people of Chicago.
The only rogue is him. That's the only rogue.
Their actions put all Chicagoans at risk. When protesters confronted federal immigration agents in
You see the word confronted. We've all seen the videos. You don't confront somebody by throwing a brick at them. You don't confront somebody by spraying them with spray paint or throwing paint at them or, vandalizing property or destroying things. Yeah.
Park on Saturday, they were met with pepper balls and more repression. The fact is, we cannot allow them to rampage throughout our city with no checks or balances. Nobody is above the law. If we break the law, you should be held accountable. If Congress
Unless it's the federal law that says that you're not able to come into the country illegally. But besides that, what he means to say is, we have to listen to all the laws except that one.
Not check this administration, then Chicago will.
Oh, God.
We have reached out to the Department of Homeland Security for a response to the mayor's executive
Nobody cares.
order. Also, regarding the National Guard deployment, a Defense Department memo says 300 Illinois Guardsmen will be deployed.
Not enough.
On top of that, 400 Texas National
Should be 3,000.
Guardsmen will be deployed to Illinois, Oregon, and other locations to protect ICE and Border Patrol officers from protesters. Now, this morning, Illinois' Attorney General Kwame Raoul announced that he has filed a lawsuit against defendants that include the president, DHS. And also the Defense Department in an attempt to stop the deployment of those National Guard troops.
How does the president deal with a major like that? Well, there's a lot of things that Trump can do. Like, what I would want to see Trump do is to just categorically withhold all funding from Chicago. If Chicago doesn't want to uphold the federal law and they want to actively obstruct the federal law, I would immediately withdraw all funding, and then I would give them probably a 48-hour window until I invoke the Insurrection Act. And then after that, I would invoke that act, and then I would arrest all of the people in the government and then try them for an insurrection. And then I would put them in prison. We already went through this in 1860 to 1865. We've already been through this once before. We don't need to do the same thing again. The federal law and the federal authority overrides the state law. And also, by the way, I think that you have the moral and the ethical obligation to do this as well. It's not just, oh, the rules say this. You have these people that are siding with criminal illegal aliens that, in a lot of cases, they don't even have records of. They don't know if these people are criminals or not. They have no idea. They don't know anything about them. That's by the nature of them being illegal aliens. So the big problem here is that they are doing something and they are allowing this problem that could manifest in any unknown number of ways to exist because of their own narcissistic empathy. And it's performative empathy as well. They're not really being empathetic. They're just doing this because they think it's the right thing to do. And they never have to, they never have to have any consequences for it. So now Republicans want more big government. I don't care. Like, that's the type of like very low IQ, stupid, like, that's like a Twitter gotcha, right? Oh, but now you want this. I don't think like that. I don't think in terms of big government, small government, this is bad, that's bad. This type of like categorical, like, everything is in a box decision making is not healthy. It's not healthy. It's not productive. It's not useful. And the only time that people use that is what their goal is to inaccurately summarize what your values are to then use them against you. That's what you're doing.
Mayor Johnson and Governor Pritzker will have more to say during a news conference this afternoon on the west side.
And also, by the way, you wouldn't need big government if they didn't have these people there to begin with. You wouldn't need as many police officers if you didn't add all of these illegal aliens into the country. So, in fact, you need to have a bigger government presence to have a more long-term, smaller government presence. It's just, I mean, it's that simple.
Wang, WGN News.
All right, Judy, thank you. And we will continue our coverage of possible National Guard deployments in Chicago this afternoon.
They got to do way more than that. They got to invoke the Insurrection Act. They got to go all the way. I'm very unhappy that Trump hasn't gone completely scorched earth Old Testament on these people. This is one of the reasons why I didn't vote for him, if you want me to be honest, is that I think that he's too concerned with the optics of it. He acts like he's not, but I think that he is. And in being concerned with the optics of it, I think that he makes the optics worse. I think it makes him look worse. And hopefully we'll have somebody in maybe 2028, maybe 2032. I don't know. Somebody that actually wants to get into office to do their job. Maybe that's what's going to happen. But right now, pickings are pretty slim. I'll tell you that.
We are using every single...
How would you handle optics as a president? I wouldn't give a fuck. I got elected to do it. And if they don't like it, well, then they can not elect me in 4 years. Fuck them. It's the same way I handle optics now. Yeah, you have a job.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I'm looking at this sign here. What will happen if federal agents show up and say, not too bad? I mean, are Chicago police
What's
going to
happen?
So if they are in violation, that's why we have our Department of Law. We are using every single tool that's available to us, and that includes the legal and the justice system. What we have seen that everything that this president has promulgated, whether it's his illegal taxes that have been deemed illegal, or whether it's the fact that we already seen a judge that he appointed said that he overreached when he tried to federalize troops to send them to Mayor Wilson in Portland. And so we will use the reason why we have this in place, so that if the federal government does violate, we do now have a precedent that we can establish to hold them accountable.
Right.
Okay. So we're not going to do anything then. Got it. Sure.
Hi, Mayor.
Hi.
Obviously, Chicago police are responsible for enforcing laws in the city. Are they going to be responsible for enforcing?
Yeah, just say it.
Free zones?
As I said before, it's not just policing. It also includes our Department of Law. If someone is...
You see, the reason why he's not giving a direct answer is because this entire thing is performative and the police actually have no authority to arrest federal officers. It's a completely made up problem that he's just doing in order to position himself against Trump. That's it. He's not answering it for that reason.
Violation of the law, we'll take them to court.
But will it also include police? Like for the
Everyone
private
is
businesses?
responsible. For the private businesses, I'm encouraging many of them to volunteer to be a part of this collective action. Here's what's most important here. We know that this president is not interested in adhering to the law. So we're going to give him something to hold him accountable. And if he violates the law in the city of Chicago, we would do just that, hold him accountable.
Sure you will. For sure, bro. Like, yeah, definitely. So the answer was no. American override federal law. Yeah, this guy's a mayor of Chicago. I think he's going to override the federal law. What a fucking moron. Oh, my God. How is it not that was an executive order if it's not an executive branch? It's a mayoral decree. I don't know what it is. Listen, if this guy wants to give himself gold stars and write himself proclamations for Chicago while he has like a 6% approval rating and everybody hates him, like, go ahead, just do whatever you want, right? I mean, eventually people will have had enough. So, yeah, it's just absolutely fucking insane. He wants citizens and businesses to enforce the law. Well, he wants them to not cooperate and actively sabotage ICE, which is, in my opinion, a crazy, crazy thing to say or do. Like, I'm shocked that that's even a thing at all. But that's the way that the world is now, guys. I can't believe it. If you were president, would you hold a live yearly ban appeal for the 2% you let out? Yeah, maybe. I think that'd be funny. Yeah, like maybe like the prison Olympics, and like you could have them solve different problems. Like I don't know, that's a great idea. Yeah, the prison Olympics every year, like maybe like January 10th or something like that, and just get everything going. Can ICE not arrest them for that? Well, I don't know if they did or not. Yeah, would you run Aliens versus Predators? No, it's funny, but so. Basically, if an illegal alien is able to successfully capture a child predator or any sort of sexual predator, would they immediately get amnesty? Honestly, it's a trade that I think in most cases I'd be willing to make. I would be, right? I would. I think obviously, like, you probably abuse this if it was actually like a rule. But theoretically, right, in principle, I like the sound of that. I think that's fair. No catching themselves. So I don't know. It would have to be a citizen, right? It would have to be a citizen. That way we have like a net. There's like no net change. Yeah, bounty hunters make it a TV show. Yeah, exactly. Will there be honor quests for the aliens? Maybe. Your own president's a predator, you're a buffoon. Well, hey, I want the Epstein files to be released just as much as you do. But last time I checked, Joe Biden certainly had a lot how he was like sniffing kids and stuff like that. That was weird. Like, wow. So I don't listen to anybody. This is what's very important. Keep this in mind. Don't listen to any Democrat or any leftist person tell you that President Trump is some evil, horrible person that's a predator whenever they just spent the last 4 years telling you that a decaying, retarded corpse wasn't doing, number one, the exact same thing, and number two, was the actual president. You should never even for a second think that they actually care about the ethics of this or the morality of it at all, because they were constantly running cover for Biden, who even his own family members, who is it, like his niece or something like that, said like he was like showering with her. Like, and just all you have to do is look at the clips. I mean, it's very obvious kids are uncomfortable around them. His daughter, oh, that makes it even worse, right? Yeah, it's disgusting. And so, no, I'm not even going to get into that. But same with Trump, though. I'm pretty sure Trump didn't make his daughter shower with him. I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. As far as I know, it didn't happen. Trump made inappropriate comments. He absolutely did. But the showering with somebody was different. Source, it was in her diary. Yeah, that's what she said. She said it happened. The fact that he pardoned all of them in the future is basically saying by their fruits you shall know them moment. Yeah, I guess so, right? But yes, anyway, but they don't give a shit beyond playing off your morals, little retards with kid arguments. Exactly. And that's my point that I'm making, is that you don't actually care about Trump doing any of this stuff because you didn't care about Biden doing any of it. So it's a completely circumstantial value that's only being held because it's beneficial at the current time. So never treat it as a principled argument. It's the same as freedom of speech or anything else. It is purely there to subvert your own values and to take advantage of you. Okay. So I just want to make sure everybody understands that, because, there's a lot of people that, get it twisted, and they certainly do. Why do people always elect these weird fucks? I'm going to give you my black pill answer for that. Because I think that if you give a person power, money, and no accountability, I think it's 1 in 5 people will turn into monsters. And I'm being very conservative here. Now, not necessarily the same monster. Some people will be oppressive in one way, some people will be oppressive in other ways. But I think it is at least 1 out of 5. You think 2 out of 3? And so the reason why so many of these people turn out to be freaks and predators and weirdos is because they have the ability to be freaks and predators and weirdos. A lot of people, if they had that opportunity, they would do the same thing themselves. They might not think so immediately, and they might not do that same flavor of thing. But I think different types of abuse are fundamentally, in a lot of cases, the same. So yeah, that's really it. Like you attacking people who vote for people like him as dumb or whatnot as proof that you don't understand them. I don't know what you mean by that. You'd have to explain what you mean by that, rather than just saying some like abstract statement. You can never make one person happy without pissing off another. Well, yeah, you can't do that, obviously. Of course, the psychology experiment with students and guards as prisoners. You're talking about the Stanford prison experiment. I heard that was a little bit faulty science, so I wouldn't go that hard with that. But, of course, I'm aware of it. Yeah, of course. That was crazy. Yeah, corruptible morals. Exactly. Yeah, I think that, and it's a very, that was faked. Exactly. But I don't think, I think that what it represents is not faked.